Yeah, when you come to Chennai, you normally expect something on the slower side, and I think that's actually what we ended up getting. As the game went on, it got little bit more two-paced and a little bit harder to go across. Um, it spun a little bit, but not as much as maybe wickets will later in the tournament here. So it's good to come here and come away with a win. Yeah, brilliant captaincy. Obviously, to take the initiative early with the new ball, that's one thing. But then to not take the foot off the gas and really drive it home. And I don't think there was any period of that game where we let up from keeping the pressure on them. So you've got to tip your hat to the bowlers and to Rajat for flipping them around like that, as you said. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a part of it. I think it's been made very clear to me why I'm here at RCB and what they were looking for in the auction to partner with Virat. So the dynamics of the partnership I'm very aware of, and it's to be aggressive and to sort of take the pressure off the rest of the guys, especially when you come somewhere like here. If you don't take advantage of those early seam overs, then you can be left up against it when the spin comes on, and they can really take control of the game. So it was very key here, and that was spoken about. Yeah, I think he's brilliant in all areas. If I'm being honest with you, I think the batting is right up there with the best around. I've not seen anybody hit spin the way that he can. Obviously he rode his luck a little bit tonight, but that's the game. You get that in patches. I've not seen anyone hit the ball like him off spinners, and especially some of those slower balls that he hit for six. It was unbelievable. And then you come to his captaincy, and he's a cool head. He's very calm under pressure. He's got very good cricket brain. He thinks about the game very deeply, and as I've already said, the way that he spun the bowlers round tonight to make sure that we were keeping pressure on them at all times. There's not much more you can ask for, and there's a reason he's got a man of the match trophy as well. It varies, I'd say. A lot of it depends on who the bowler is. I think Noor's a little trickier than most left armers, I'd say. But you're very aware that his googly is his danger ball. That's the one that's going to go across you. And he got a couple of leggies to spin tonight, but I think you've got to have a good game plan to these guys. Mine was to be across my stumps and to sort of try and nullify the leg spinner, and then hope I get more googlies. But everybody's got different ways of going about it, and I think picking the ball out of the hand is just one of those things that happens with time. I've played a fair bit of cricket with him, so I know his variations. But if there are some guys that are playing against him for the first or second time, it's going to be trickier. Yeah, it was actually at breakfast. There was some sort of an article came up on my phone, and it was all the things that have happened since RCB beat CSK here. Pretty light-hearted conversation. There wasn't too much in it, but yeah, it's a good win. I think if you take it back to us as a unit right now, to win the first two games of the tournament is always where you want to be, but to beat the champions in their home ground and then come here, which is a very, very tough place to come and get a win, we're really happy with the fact that we're sitting 2 games, 4 points, obviously with a boost in the net run rate as well. But we're very aware of how good a side CSK are, and especially at home, so we're pleased.